Hi, welcome back to
the table.
Today we're gonna go through a stack of games, 10 games. We're back to doing a stack of games because she's here and she wanted to do one. We got a ton of them here. I've had one drawn up for a while. We're gonna try to keep this to about once a month or so. I'm gonna be doing a hard edit here, checking the camera. We're having issues with it. So we'll start off with That's the Pandas. It's a quick filler game, rolling dice, trying to get the same faces, I would say icons, and then you're passing it to the other players, and they're losing that amount of things. We haven't played this one in a while, but I remember it being great for all groups. It's a great filler. You like this one? We like this one. It's still easy to find, so I would just pick this one up. I don't think it'll disappoint. It's very attractive. It's got cool dice. That's the Pandas. Next one is Pictomania. Again, this is like a Pictionary. I've never played it. In short, again, it's not that hard to find. There's only one game here that's going to be impossible to find. And I'm sorry I'm pointing it out, but I will point it out. You're getting cards. You're secretly getting 2 cards, and you're trying to... Is it 2 cards you're getting? God, I haven't been playing. 3. So now you're picking out of one. Anyways, you get a card and you're trying to draw it. You're trying to get one person to guess it, but not everybody. But you're trying to, like most of these games, like Dixit, you want at least one to get it, but not all of them. But you're drawing. Like I said, I compared it to Dixit down there, which we also like quite a bit. This one's a different twist on it, where you're drawing. And you like this one, right?
Yeah, you can't draw.
Yeah, well, we're just about to mention that. You find out who can draw and who can't draw. And I can't draw. But I do manage to at least get one person to guess.
No.
No? Anyways, that's Pictomania. You like this one? This one works too. We've played it with her grandmother and other non-gamers, and it works perfect. It is a type of party game, which whenever you have party game nights or just anything, or you have people over and you're bored, you just pull this one out. It's a very cool game. Small box. Pictomania.
This one.
That one? Let's go with this one. Planet. Well, here, open it up. It's a game that's been, it's not hard to find. Everybody has seen it. It's, you're basically trying to, here's the cool thing, here's the game board. On flat, it's a 3D board. These are the tiles of the game. You're trying to they're magnetic, you put it on the planet, and you're trying to build a planet. There's going to be scoring cards that'll tell you need a lot of snow next to water, so you're trying to do that. The next card might say you're trying to get a lot of water next to mountains, so you're trying to get that. So over time you'll go through rounds, scoring each round. You'll have secret objectives, which she actually likes these, I just found out. Where maybe you're trying to get a lot of snow, so secretly you're trying to get a lot of snow, or mountains, or deserts. And it's a very simple game, real simple rule set. It's one of those games that I'm liking lately, where you can just buy it, open it, read the rules real quick, and play it within 5 to 10 minutes. You don't have to sit there and do a run through and spend a day or two prepping. So that's Planet. If she'll stop playing with it right now. See, kids like this one. I have another game we're going to be pointing out. That's like a toy. This one's like a toy where you'll get kids to play. Eventually you can get them into analyzing, strategizing, trying to go for scores. So that's Planet. And she's putting it away. You like this one? Why do you like this one? Because it's a toy. So that is Planet. Next game. Barenpark. Polyomino game. You're laying out your game pieces out. This one is one of the, well, it's not the first one, but I picked this one up because of the title. It was hard to find, blah, blah, blah. In short, you got all these different shaped pieces. You're trying to place it on your park, which is a square. You're trying to make them all fit like Tetris. That's the fun part. And you're scoring points based on the scoring tiles that come out. Either you're trying to get certain animals, certain enclosures, basically. Which one's your favorite tile, I have to ask? The toilet. The toilet is a small one. This is like a filler. She likes the toilet. The porta potties. She likes it. Every kid likes that.
The other one has bigger toilets.
With that being said, there's an expansion. You should pick that one up too. It adds a monorail system. It's like a 3D. Adds more of a 3D, which is real cool. And it adds bigger toilets. So, again, this is Barenpark. It's not that hard to find. It's not super cheap, but I think this is, again, every game we're pointing out, I think should be in every family library. Or at least be a try. And why do you like this one other than the toilets?
the pandas.
The pandas. Well, there is. I guess there is Yeah, there is pandas. Huh? I know there are all kinds of bears. Anyways, that's Barenpark. This one we liked. We've played this one on and off for years, and that's why it's on this list.
Radioactive Bees.
Radioactive Bees. This is the game I pointed out earlier that's going to be hard to find. I don't know why I'm pointing it out. I'm pointing it out because if you happen to run around or across it or something like that, pick it up. It's unique. Go ahead and open it real quick just so we can. You're going to have, it's very highly produced. There's a lot of plastic in this game. I don't know if the designer lost money on this. This was years ago. But he was very proactive in the community, answering questions even when they were on asked. He was in contact with me. I don't know why, from very beginning. So I kind of like that. He looked like he liked this game to make it. Anyways, it's you get a lot of these different shaped pieces. They're hard plastics. You're building the board, so you'll build your board out, and then over time you'll be placing, depending where you place your tiles on top. You're building your hive stacked up. You're trying to not block certain bees because every round, I believe, you're putting your bee on, and then you're trying to make your bee stronger.
You want to block the other person's bees.
You're trying to block the other people's bees. So once you put your bee, at the end, I think, of every round, it's been a while since we played it. The bees have, there's 5 different
plastic. Put on the thing, and then it makes it powerful, and then if you cover it, then it's done.
Yep. So there's 5 rings, which he's trying to say. More plastic. They're different sizes. Starts big all the way to small.
And then the queen.
And then at the end, you're trying to make the queen, and that basically gives you a lot of points. So you're trying to get that going while the other player's trying to block her from getting more stronger, from getting stronger. So I know it's hard to explain, but it's a lot of plastic. It's very cool how you're just stacking your plastic on top, trying to block the other people's bees from keep scoring. So that's Radioactive Bees. We're back again. The next one I want to point out is Coatl. This is much like Planet that we mentioned earlier, where it is a toy. This one I think is cooler because she's going to open it up real quick. It shouldn't be hard to find. It's not very expensive. I would pick it up if you have kids or just non-gamers because you're getting a bunch of plastic. They're gonna all these plastics. They have little hooks where they connect. They're all color-based. So you're in a way you're building this little snake, this dragon, this long snake, and the game is gonna have you do patterns. For example, this card, which you can't see, it have you do patterns of 3 greens. So you have 3 greens, you're gonna score points up to twice. So you're trying to do 3-3. The next card, you're trying to get 2 black and 3 green. So you will be doing those patterns. Once you finish your snake, it has a head and a tail. You put it down, you put the cards that'll score on it, because at the end of the game, you're going to go score every of your snakes. You're trying to, as soon as you finish 3 snakes, the game's over. Kids like ourselves, they like to build this giant snake. Kids like to play with them. Eventually, they're going to get hooked into, let me just see what a game is, which she has over the years.
I made it go across the whole table.
Yeah, she made it go all across the whole table, which you'll have a snake that score a lot of points, but it is what it is. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, which is a nice thing. So you get to see how that works. Again, it is a toy per se, but you can start analyzing and kids will start seeing how you can just start scoring points by doing patterns, basically doing patterns. So that's Coatl. I would pick this one up before it disappears. I'm sure this one's one of those that's going to disappear. Eventually people will want to reprint. Just pick it up before it goes away. Next one I'm going to point out is one of the newest ones, I think, in this stack. Yep.
Picture Perfect.
Picture Perfect. I picked this one up because everybody was talking about it, especially the Dice Tower. Again, I like to use the word in short. Well, what do you like this one?
With the people.
I know she likes it. That's why it's in the stack.
It's like a toy.
It's like another toy. I'm sure everybody's seen this by now. You're going to have a lot of cutouts of people and a cool background. There's going to be hidden information. There's going to be a bunch of cards in an envelope. They're going to be passed around the table in a specific way. People are going to look at the card. You're going to you're going to try to memorize where these people go. Again, I think it advantages younger players. I tend to forget quite easy. But they're going to tell you, such as the lady with the red...
I have to go next to the dog and she can't be next to this person.
Yeah, hopefully you heard that. She said, like, for example, it could say the lady in the red has to be next to the dog and she cannot be next to this other person. So you're trying to do that over time. You're trying to look at all, you're hoping to see all the cards. and memorize them so you can place.
There's one girl where her face can't be shown.
There's a picture where this girl's face can't be shown. That's a cool thing too. So you're trying to angle it, and there's gonna be stuff that you put on the table, teapots and stuff, and flower bases, so you can block faces. So in short, what you're trying to do is, I said in short again, you're building your picture in a specific way according to the cards that come out. At the end of the game, we're going to go through each card and score them. And we'll say like, okay, is this lady's face showing? If it is, you don't get points. If it's not, you get points. Such and such. So that's how you're going to be playing.
You can like take these cards and like kind of like bet on it. Like you kind of see this and get like triple points, you know?
Yeah, there's a variant in there where you can bet. Where you can say, okay, I'm going to, actually I think it's built in on the game. We've always played it that way. Where you can say, I'm going to get more points if this happens. Because you know that's going to be possible. She likes that. She just mentioned. So that's picture perfect. It's out there. I haven't looked at price or anything lately, but it's one of those games, again, like we said, everything here you should pick up if you can, except for that Radioactive Bees. That's picture perfect. Again, I think it works with every group. It's different. Well, when you lay it out, people are going to go, what is this? Let me sit down and play it. It's picture perfect. Next one. This one? Emotep. I got this one a while ago. I played it with my group a couple of years ago. I was always hesitant, thinking it's just one of these blog games. I've played it just because one of my group guys brought it just to play it. Anyways, we played it. I liked it right off the bat. She's got the bat, or the sword. In short, there is a two-player game. We only play a lot of two-player games when she's playing. She's getting a little older. We don't play as often. But that's going to change here.
I played on Dragons.
We'll talk about that later. There's a two-player version. I didn't like it. I prefer this one. This one plays two players. She does like, this is where I found out a little more that she likes those take-that games. I knew that from the very beginning. With Survive. Survive is one of those games that most kids don't like those. They start crying or get.
I like it.
She loves it. Anyways, this one you get to push the boats in other places. You think you might want it this way. You can kind of mess with other players. So it does play well two-player. There's an expansion out there. If you can pick it up, pick it up. It just adds a little more variety to it. I'm pretty sure this one's still out there. I don't see it going away. This is one of those Walker Harding games that work very well. I just played one recently from his that I didn't like. I'm trying to remember the name. I already forgot, thank God. But
I think we didn't get it. I don't think.
Anyways, she says I get every game, so it's in here somewhere. But this one hit it off, and this one I think it's not for everybody. It's a pretty basic rule set, so I think non-gamers will pick it up pretty quick once they kind of the next step game. Simultip, we like it. It's a two-player game. It has a take-two element, so if you don't like that at all, do not play this one. But just a game, people. So that's Emotep. The last one I'm going to point out is, well, not the last one. There's one more.
Battle Sheet.
Battle Sheet. Go ahead and open that one. This one I found. That's a famous box fart. That was a good one. Not planned. I've had this one for many years. Sitting there. One year I decided to crack it open. Cracked it open. It hit off right away. It is kind of a filler game. It's very attractive. It's a two-part game. We played a game just last night, kind of like this, called Fjords. Fjords. She liked it. I was me on it. We're gonna play it again a few more times with all the stuff on it. It's got all this extra stuff on the Kickstarter.
It comes with rocks.
Comes with rocks, but at least they're plastic rocks. We just played a game. I got rid of it. I didn't even like it.
Pictures.
What's it called?
Pictures.
Pictures. It was a big game a couple of years, or last year. It came with rock sticks, and I didn't like the game. This one, back to this one. You're building a board the first time with these cool pieces. You're building a board in such a way where you're trying to control areas. Then once the board is built, you're going to get these cool poker chips.
And you're going to stack
They're going to have colored sheep, so you're going to have blue, red, black, and white. So you pick one. It's a 4-player game. You're going to have a stack of sheep. Once the board is made, you're going to stack your stack on one end. The edge is considered the fence line. And you're going to move
all the way to the end. Then you drop as many as you want, and then you're done. Yep,
it's very simple rule set. Like she said, once you build your board, you're gonna place your stack. It's gonna be a big stack on one fence line, and then on the game, you're gonna go around You're gonna take your stack. You're gonna take it all the way across in a straight line to the other side of the fence, and you'll drop as many as you want there. And you're gonna be doing that from fence line to fence line until you have no more. It's hard to explain, but in short, what you're trying to do, very simple rules. That's all it is. Very tiny booklet. Here, put that there. In short, you're trying to put your sheep in every little hex here. You're gonna score if you get all. You're gonna score for how many sheep you have out. So you're trying to block other players to the point where they're locked in with a bunch of sheep where they can't put them out. So they're not gonna score. Again, I'm not very good at explaining this, but this is one you should pick up. I don't think it's very hard to find. I've known around it. We've seen it at the books of Barnes & Noble, so it's not hard to find. This one I pick up. Kids will like it. It's a very attractive looking game. Last game is, if she doesn't break all this. While she's getting out, let me get something real quick. Alright, we're still good. Alright. Ta-ta-ta-ta!
Dungeons and Dragons!
Dungeons and Dragons. She wanted to point this one out. I've been around.
You never played it.
I've been around since the 80s. Everybody's been around Dungeons and Dragons in some way, shape, or form. I've never been an RPGer like that. I've never had the group. So on and so on.
I love it.
We have a local game store. A good friend of mine opened one. Thank goodness it worked out for him. It's doing very well. He has a lot of good people that support him in the community. There's a lot of D&D groups. One day she had a nice lady, a girl. She was doing a kids session. That got her hooked. Now it's another person that's hopefully will continue. I'm hoping that I know it's hard to GM and a lot of people.
There's a girl there and a girl. Yeah.
A lot of girls there. I've been finding out a lot of girls like Dungeons and Dragons. It just.
I don't like one of them.
You don't. Well, don't say that. She said she don't like one of them. That's what I like to point out. She wants to point out. It's not for everybody. If you find the group, if you can find somebody that's willing to run.
If you even like it.
If somebody's willing to run the group, we'll talk about that in a second. If somebody's willing to run the group for kids, I thank you for doing that. I know it's not for everybody. I've reached out to a few other groups at GM. They don't want to deal with kids. I understand. But I think if you run it with kids, you might be a little more impressed because I think kids, you won't believe what comes out of their mouth.
We tried to give a dragon seal jerky.
Seal jerky, seal. She's been loving doing characters. I think that's a lot of the hook. And I was wondering earlier why she got into Dungeons and Dragons, and then I realized the show Stranger Things.
My shirt.
Her shirt could nowhere. Where they play Dungeons and Dragons, I think that's what happened. Again, that I never did play the role-playing game myself, so I never got her into it. I've trying to run. It's impossible to find one-player modules and stuff like that to run for her. I've tried the
Stranger Things.
No, there was the Inside. No, not Inside Out. The other one that we tried, the big one.
The Adventure Begins.
Adventure Begins. Another one. We pointed out another video. It's can you see real quick there?
Yeah, I can see it.
Well, there's a D&D game that came out. It's Walmart and Target's Adventure Begins. It's super basic, but it's one we pointed on a video prior.
It's like to get you into it.
To get you, oh, there it is. To get you into it, I highly recommend you get that one.
You don't need all these dice though when you're playing that one.
Anyway, yeah, she has a mess of dice. I don't know how she acquired them, but in short, if you have a kid and they're into that, or you're a parent or you're into that, don't be afraid to get your kid into it. It is very rewarding. I've seen. Kids get to just do stuff in your mind and just.
You can sacrifice people.
You can sacrifice people for seal jerky.
I did.
But again, I wanted to point out before we close, I like playing those long games, 6-8 hour games, which don't come as often. And I was surprised that she could do a 4-hour D&D session and no problem. Every weekend we're hoping to do that. Hopefully once, anyways. But yeah. So you can see that they can just lose their just play for hours and hours. The group they managed to get that store. It works out very well.
I have the cool room.
You got the cool what?
The cool room.
There's a cool room. The guy, the owner of the store, he's very creative, thank God, and he's very hands-on. He's got no problem grabbing a saw and a nail and a hammer. Anyways, he built this cool room and they play D&D there. which is what we're trying. Well, in short, I'd like to do that on our new location that we're getting going. And in short, that was a stack of games, 10 games, starting with I Forgot, ending with Dungeons and Dragons, which is a highlight for her lately. I don't see that going away anytime soon. And you guys take care. Take care. Bye.